Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to everybody. Hope you guys are having a good day. Just got done getting swole at the gym. Gonna give it a few minutes for people to hop in. I guess I'll shoot out a little tweet that I'm live. Did you have a gym friend? No, no, no gym friends. Live until Wednesday night. Crypto chat with at I'm Bagsy. All right. Gonna give this just a few more minutes and then we'll get going. Let me just post that in my Discord too. Let me post that last link. Hey man, what's your guys' thoughts on the market today, man? How about that? Futures green all day, at least not, well, futures were red if you talk like SPY and ES. And then we opened up today and bam, we are green. So that was really funny to watch. A little bit of a worry here and there. We'll talk about that in just a minute. The only thing I really exited was my oxy position off the morning, which I have no problem getting back in. And everyone, come hang with me for a bit. Twitch.tv/astacks. Okay. Sorry, just had to send that last message to the Discord. A couple things I'm watching here is just levels on silver. I'm gonna see if we end up breaking through over here. Just drew a little bit of a range. So I don't think we will as of right now. The biggest thing to hold right now is the 1780 point for silver. For gold, we did do a little bit of damage on gold. We hit that 1600 point, 1610 point, which is kind of funny that we hit that point and we started immediately dumping. This is really bad that we pushed this high and now we got rejected. So we absolutely need to like flip this somehow, some way. Now I'm seeing headlines where they're saying Trump is holding back on this strike, which I don't understand. We've been striking this whole time. Yo, pack mange, gang gang. We've been striking this whole time, so I don't understand what this whole we might not pull back thing is. So sounds like scam news to me. Let me just check what investing.com saying over here and how futures look. Holds off on military action. Commodities. Hold on, let me do market watch. Actually, good old Porky taught me something useful. Just go over here. Let me check out U.S. oil, after hours, recto mundo. I mean, well, it's not that bad. I mean, it could be worse, but the fact that we've had that spike up and then came right back down, that's a little bit annoying here. Let me see. Just as far as levels go, if I was going to draw a level, this would be the level. We are having a little hard time breaking this. If we can break back over that, I think we'll be a little bit okay. But as of right now, I mean, just PA-wise, short term, it doesn't look the best. We'll see what happens here. I didn't lose any kind of trend just yet. If it falls out of here, then I'll start to worry. My still position is down. But the good thing with most of my options that I bought is that I have time on them. Where's my phone? Yeah, so I have a lot of time on my options. So if I do end up being at a loss, I can manage for the most parts. The ones that are going to be a little bit harder to manage are going to be this one. I am in lottos for XOP, and XOP didn't do the hottest today, so it probably didn't do the best. But I was in lottos anyway around this point, so they're pretty much just back at the same price, if not hovering up and down. So I do still have some time if we can get some more action going, or at least hold up this zone. This should pop back up, and we can go over each of the holdings for XOP as well. Let me go check Twitter if Twitter people are leaving Twitter talks. Yo, 33 viewers on Twitter. What up, Twitter? I can't see Twitter's comments though. That's the downside. Somebody should write a comment. Um, let's see what else we got. GLD. GLD did actually really interesting today. So it did gap up and it did hold that gap up for the most part, and it's holding up this zone right up over here. So really not bad move for GLD. So any kind of pullbacks on GLD, I mean, I'd be wanting to grab. So far, so good. If I can get a pullback around here, that would be beautiful. That would be like the best case scenario on GLD for me. grab a pullback. Let's check SPY out, see how that did. Before I do move on to that, here was Dust's action for today, which is funny. This is one that's always good to watch out on because the options on these go crazy. So you have this one. Right off the bottom, we drew a couple levels here the other day. This was the important level based off this. Swung right back over, a little bit of movement off the open. So we'll see how it goes. If we have another leg down with gold, I think there is a likely possibility that we'll end up possibly hitting the $7 range. We'll try to see if we get back into this range and continue this stupid thing because we've done this before where we come down and things like that. What else do we got? Watch list. Spy. Okay. Yeah, Spy gave no fucks today and just rushed through. This was pretty crazy. We pushed all day long. My biggest concern was the 27th high up, this high over here, and we managed to hold that, which is probably the craziest part. So we'll see what ends up happening over here. If we end up breaking through over here, I really don't want to judge ahead of time on SPY. I'm just going to go with the flow. The daily candle for SPY doesn't look like the best. So we'll see how it opens up. That's basically all I can really do at this point is just assume how it's going to open until I actually see it open. Because as we see, if any kind of news comes over, we don't know how it'll react 100%. I mean, some people might. Good for you. But I sure don't. Let's check futures for ES. Yeah, they're not really bearish either. They are a little bit toppy over here. If we can clear over, that'd be fine. Ooh, what's this? Dixie. Mr. Goose pairs. Um, yeah, Dixie's getting to an interesting point as well. So like, I had initially drew these for this. We can just we'll leave these as is. So there's like this line for Dixie as well, but then there's like we're at the edge of this cusp of this. So I'm wondering, is Dixie gonna blow through and we're gonna reach for this 99 again, or are we gonna see brand new lows for Dixie? So if any forex specialists are on, if you guys got any input on that one, feel free to chat. See what chat's saying. Yo, chat, what's up other than Mr. Pac Mange? Well, I'll peek at a little Bitcoin for you guys too. Hang on, where is it? Oof, lads. So this 8K zone on Bitcoin, this is just a quick look at Bitcoin real quick. We'll talk more about this on Bagsy's stream. But yeah, this 8K level, that's key. This loses, we go down. If it holds, we go up. It's it's very simple. Tesla's another one. Yo, I don't even know why some people trade just crypto when you have things like Tesla, who in the last like just couple months has gone so much higher. So back in June, beginning of summer till now, we're up 183% on Tesla. Insane, insane. Yeah, these numbers are just wild. Almost 300% off the bottom of this 2016. Yeah, this thing's just gonna run. I am looking for some sort of resistance on here. Let me show you that. I don't know why my lines aren't fixed. Monthly. Alright, let me fix this. Yep, and I don't think it's going to be too much longer, so we'll see how this like 510, 520 zone holds up here. If this blows through, I guess we're just going to keep rocketing past, but I would assume we would have some sort of pullback. I mean, as crazy as Tesla is, I would assume that eventually it's going to do something like this. So let's see how this push up was. Wow, this is pretty intense. 80% off the bottom of the zone. How much off the zone? About 60%, 100%. Yeah, you don't want to fight the trend, but I mean, you could wait for a green day, or I mean a red day, and then see how that red holds, because it doesn't exactly tank. But I mean, here's where you want to place bets. But if that's all, obviously, if you're Willing to risk that money to short Tesla? I wouldn't. Oxy's action, it wasn't too bad today. It actually ended up holding up pretty nicely. I sold out early in the morning on the open. I ended up getting back in near close. So we're still in for the May ones. We're going to see how Oxy holds. This red box is the box that we need to hold on Oxy. So far, falling wedge is good to go. We should be good to go to the next range, which is about 50, and then so on, 52, 53. And this is purely without any kind of fundamentals. I'm just strictly looking at price action and judging accordingly to there. I'm sure things could happen in price action wise, I mean in fundamental wise, but that is on you to research, not me. I trade what looks good for me. What else do we got? You guys in chat have any tickers you guys are looking at this week? I know let me see what Discord is looking at. I know they were talking about a bunch of trades. Oh, some people got some Neo calls. Oh, Cron calls. Wow. Um, KSL from Discord buying this something for yeah Neo call. Yeah, no calls for this. That's amazing. Yeah, right off the bottom. So this is the line that we drew for the monthly levels. For anybody who is interested, I could pull those up real quick. We did a whole giant thing of monthly levels for each of these. So Dime did a couple. You have monthly levels for each of these charts. So this one would be IGF monthly levels. And we can scroll through them if you guys see any ones that you want. Let me know and stop them. We did KSA, or just stop in the Discord. We did XAR, we did AMD, we did, well, Dime did, EEM, BCRX, we did EZA. I mean, these monthly levels were done, so like we still have tons of a month left, so they shouldn't be too far off. HAL, GE. GE is really interesting. If we're going back off this target line, the target line's about $24, so double from where it's at right now. A2M, ASX, please. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, we'll do a request real quick. I'll go back to Cody in a minute. A2M. The A2 Milk Company. Ooh, milk and dairy. All right. So there's a channel. If I wanted to draw a channel, could probably extend that a little higher. Actually, we're not even gonna draw the top line. We'll stick with the bottom one. Yeah, as long as A2M doesn't break, I would say yeah, this would be the ideal zone. Like as long as it doesn't go underneath this line that I just drew, just dotted line, I think it'll be okay. We have the 20 SMA here as support. I could probably toss on. I'm gonna go ahead toss this on anyway. Yeah, same thing with Ichi. I mean, it needs to hold the clouds and or horizontal if you're a PA guy or whatever guy. Either or works. As long as this zone holds, it's about $13, 12.75. I would say that zone holds, it's fine. You could possibly be a little bit more riskier and look for a bounce more over here on the diagonal based off of these couple taps. But milk and products. I would, if you are in Discord, wouldn't mind hurting to check with some dude and see how non-durable foods, consumer non-durables, work out. But TA wise, as long as this holds, we should be able to push a little bit higher and attack. You still have these consolidations up here, which are going to be a little bit annoying, but let's check the other one, ASX. This is semiconductors. They were going on a rally this year. I think it might be exhausted at this point. Yeah, I mean, as far as ET is concerned, we ended up hitting the target we needed to hit, which was the Kijin. So ASX on a monthly perspective, looks like it's target reached and it should start going down. Weekly looks a little bit different, looks a little better. Let's see. Yeah, I would say weekly needs to hold this zone right over here. If we can hold this zone, even get a price action into it, it could pop up. Um, but it is a little bit concerning. Yeah, I got you, man. I'll actually go ahead and link it on here so you guys can join. It's free, it's not paid or anything. Yeah, you got CGC. Been keeping a freaking eye on this one. Been waiting for this one to go. Things are starting to get ready over here. So if we're gonna see some movement, we're gonna see this move now. Ichi's setting up really, really nicely. Like we're having price action in the clouds. We're holding up. Price action on horizontal levels is holding up. So gonna be watching CGC heavy on this one. Don't worry about me. Number one fan. Hello. Thank you for joining. I hope you're having a great day. While I'm talking to you guys, you know what's like? Somebody asked me about a gym friend. I probably should go find a gym friend because so I'm finally to the point where like I'm able to like up my weight. I was trying to give myself like a month or two of just like light weightlifting and just getting my body used to lifting weights again. So I think it's to the point where it's I'm ready to go. So I tossed in a little bit more weight than usual today, and it was kind of annoying because I could still push out my reps. It's just I wanted to push a little bit harder at the end, and I didn't want to because I have my own home gym, so I did that there, and I do my cardio outside at my buddy's apartment complex. He has a gym there. They have really nice bikes. But yeah, so I'm basically to that point, but it wouldn't hurt to have a gym buddy to have a spotter because it's fucking scary to do more, especially when I'm by myself. I'm not a fucking giant like some of you guys. All right, what else do we got? Financial sector over here. I had puts on this one. They're still in. I mean, they were in profit this morning. I'm still debating if I wanted to close it out or not. So the biggest thing with this one is the monthly resistance part. If we can flip over, it's bullish. If we can't break it, then it's bearish. As far as ET is concerned, it is getting a little bit weak. So we're gonna see how it goes as far as weakness goes. I ended up getting up around here, so it's not that bad. I do have stops in place. So as long as they execute them, we don't have any issues with them executing. We should be fine. So basically, for this one, bearish is anything underneath 340. Bullish for me is anything over 31, and we'll flip accordingly. XOP is the one that I think I did talk about this one. Struggled a little bit. Needs to hold this zone if we want to push it out just a little bit more in terms of like worst case dump scenario. We could push it down over here and then it'll go back up. We're gonna look at the holdings for these actually. Um, APPH is. Alright, how are we gonna do this? Okay, APH, APA, Apache. Apache's price action was fairly bullish, overextended though, out of the B bands. This is that extension out of the B bands I'm always telling you guys about. Price action falls outside the B bands, super overextended outwards, typically ends up in some sort of a sideways direction, and we'll see what ends up going on over here with this. I don't know. I'd have to look a little bit more into it. Let's keep checking the rest of them. WLL. Yo, I had somebody ask me in my DMs. They're like, "Do you play a lot of plays on your option contracts?" And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I see a lot of good setups sometimes, and I see a lot of people talking about good setups, especially in my Discord. Um, over the time that I've been trading now, I've developed to take my own things in account. So people could offer a million opinions in the world. At the end of the day, this is my trading and my money, so I'm going to listen to what works for me and solely what works for me. Now, if I'm giving somebody else advice, it's not going to be the same advice I'm going to give myself. It's going to be advice more so on a risk management perspective rather than, hey, this looks good and I know that this is gonna go and get in. I'm not anybody's gonna walk anybody's hand through and tell them what to get in. If you want to talk about it, we can toss ideas and see if it looks good and things like that. But I'm gonna do me. I'm not gonna go follow a million different tickers and try to get in and out of this, that, and the other. That's why I stick to a certain set of plays. I play them throughout the week, and that's what I do. I don't try to chase a million different plays and see if I'm gonna get in profit or whatever it is. I don't want to manage too many positions. There's no need for me to work hard. Why work hard when I can work smart? That's the whole point of this game is to work smart. Sorry, I was tossing my dog up. So, yeah, moral of that story is play what you can handle. Don't play just because everybody's over there saying, "Hey, get in this, get in that." I mean, I'm tempted like so many times. I can give you guys an example. Like, there's this page that we have in our Discord. It's options trade. Like, whenever I see this guy, this guy talk, I'm like, do I get in? I mean, some are definitely nice. Like, let me give you an example. Like, just going off this list of these guys talking about it. I know Alta's good. I know Jeff's good. Some dude's definitely good. Dime's good. I mean, these guys are all good. So, ones I'm comfortable with would be tickers like IWM. He's doing FXE, which is really interesting. Alta, I know the scalps for this ones are really good. Crone's a little risky. Neo, I did want to grab it, but those are way too short term for me. UCO, we talked a lot about, so that makes sense. XOP, buy my bags. That's what I'm saying. Like I have like my own set of things for this. Like whenever I see GDX, VIX, GDXJ, let me just pull up a chart and explain to you why I'm a little sketched out when I see that. GDXJ. Now we had a well, actually this dip was really nice. We had a really nice run up on GDXJ. This was like a 12% run up. So now we're finally starting to correct. So the last couple days I wasn't looking to buy. So we had a lot of people messaging me, "Hey, when do I buy? When do I buy?" So I kept telling everybody, I'm like, "Yo, you really want to wait for a pullback. If you really want to FOMO in, buy yourself some time. Buy yourself well, at least spread apart your capital if you're going to FOMO in. Don't just, hey, I'm going to go gung ho and hope it goes a little bit higher. Or you could wait for a red day. That would be obviously the best situation. So today's your red day if you wanted one. So it's up to you if you buy now or if you wait until later. We already had one gap fill. You could wait a little bit lower and go for another gap fill. But we have confluence as far as the 20, or I mean, we have support as far as the 20 SMA and the Kijin go over here. So we'll see if this breaks before we get any bears. Let me zoom in. Price action getting a little slower. No, that's too zoomed in. Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I'm just not a fan of chasing things that are already extended or not within my range. I'd rather play things that are comfortable. Like here, I'll pull up a couple setups. EA is another. EA is a good one for me because one, I already played EA with you guys on this over here. We had this consolidation over here, and now we're having a breakout. If we can have a breakout over here nicely, or even consolidation over here, I wouldn't mind picking up EA for rest of the year. The company's not a shitty company. I'm might be having to play an earnings play, so I don't know if I want to hold. I might have to wait. But EA, so I'm hoping we get some consolidation over here. But ever since the last earning, we had a really nice earnings, and then following couple days after, we just started pumping up monsterly. So EA is one for 2020 for me. TTDs have been going up really nicely. I saw when it was pushing up. I think I let a couple people know on this one. This is what we needed to flip. We flipped it, had a little bit of a dip. But I started watching it around this point over here. So it's been ramping up. This thing ramps up really high, and the options on these trade really nicely. Apple. Apple was the one my buddy got last night. We were playing a game, and I was like, "Yo, you ever feel like trading stocks?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I feel like I'm gonna lose my money and it's gambling." I'm like, "Dude, just put $100 in." I'm like, "I'll start you off just as far as like trading goes." I'm like, "And I can teach you about risk management, whatever it is." And I'm like, "Yeah, use my Robinhood link." I'm like, "You might be able to get it at a stock like Apple. It's like $300." This dude goes out and he's like, "Yeah, man, I got Apple." I was like, "Jesus Christ." I'm like, "Yo, tell me which one you scratched." He's like, "Yeah, scratch the one all the way far to the right." And I'm like all excited. I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna get Apple." Um, nope. I got stupid old plug. Let me show you the chart. All right, plug's not bad via the chart, but It was just kind of annoying because he got a $300 stock and I got a $4 stock. But I got two of these because I got somebody else in too. So it's kind of annoying. Zynga. Oof, look at Zynga. I think we did this on one of the review channels. This was the range. It broke out of the range, attacking the all-time high again, which is really nicely. How did FB do? Oh, Facebook's going up. Okay, that makes more sense. How about Twitter bears? Are they still bearish? No, Twitter bears are in full force. So we're oh man, we're going for a whole gap fill over here. This is pretty cool. Let me check this out a little more. I don't know what stream I did this mumbo jumbo on. I apparently didn't follow my own play. This was the gold strong trend. Um, this is how I would play this one now. Look for a dip on Monday. If it is going to keep going higher, this is the target points. This is the most last one. I probably wouldn't go for the full gap fill. I'd probably be taking my profits over here, but I will definitely be looking for that one. Let me check this. I got Siri. Dude, I got Siri too. I got all this trash from them. I'll check Sirius for you. Alright, well, Sirius is finally starting to do some work. But when they gave me Sirius last year, it was doing down. And I was like, yeah, man, you guys gave me trash. But Sirius is doing all right now. We had a full gap fill. Look at this. This is disgusting. Um, you know how they say 95% of gaps fill? If it's not a shitty company, it normally fills. Look at that. It's beautiful. Fully filled. We can even go all the way from here. That was a wick. Man, consolidation blew through. New highs for Sirius in 2020? I think so. Look at that super extension on there. ATVI is another one. We're going to go for a full gap fill on this one. And we have a little bit more gaps up here if we really wanted to play them. There's one last gap up here. So that's probably the calls I'm going to be looking for is probably $80 calls. But I'm going to buy myself some, like a lot of time. So just in case. Microsoft, I mean, I don't even know what to say. This thing just keeps mooning. Microsoft is nuts. Could you take a look at BBC and AR? Yeah, ATVI does move slow. It's so ATVI is one of my hey, I want to bag this and become a shareholder and just hang on to it because the weekly setup for this on the Ichi's looking really nice. We had a weekly TK over here, 20 SMAs cutting up aggressively through both Kijin and about to be through the Tenkin. Price action may range a little bit. I would probably assume it would probably come down just a little bit, but as long as this red box holds, we should be fine. Once a price breaks out of the clouds or even goes out sooner, then I would almost guarantee that this zone's going to hit. So looks really, really good for me. Let me just zoom out and see how it was before. So yeah, we don't want this to happen. So where it shot up over here and then ended up coming down and closing. So we don't want it to break out of there. That would be bad news bears. Marvel's one. It's kind of doing the thing that Zynga was doing, where I draw like through the 3 point range, waiting for it to get to the top. I mean, I made a lot of money off this one. This is the one I made like 1,800% or 1,600% off the bottom. So I'm trying to see if this is consolidation for another leg up higher. This is gonna be a huge one for me, because if we go off monthly levels, you have one up there, which is easily going to hit, and then you have this whole structure which I can draw levels in if I really wanted to. But the main thing is blowing past 28, because once we're past 28, I think we're ready for an attack of all-time high. I don't know if it's going to be next year. We'll have to see after the breakout and see the strength of the breakout. Yo, Bite, what's up? Yeah, let me do BBC before I get off track. Um, and I'm trying to like roll something up here too, and that's not working. Rolling up a burrito. You sick fucks. You guys think I'm smoking the devil's lettuce? How ungodly of you guys. Sorry. Garcia Vegas are your friend. Yo, X Factor. What's up, man? Nice to see you on here. I started my collection of those silver eagles. I bought a couple today. Then I told my friend's parents, I was like, yo, if you guys are gonna get me something for Christmas, I would prefer if you guys just get me, some of those older Eagles or maybe even some of those new ones. Aloha, hello, Aloha 622. Yeah, well, I used to work at a Lowe's, and the Lowe's number was 622. Yeah, man. Goo probably mentioned it. I was just doing FX pairs, man. I'm gonna have Goo on shortly. I think I have Goo scheduled. He's gonna be hopping on soon, and we're gonna be going over FX and a whole bunch of other shit over here. But since you mentioned that, I could just take a peek at this real quick. Yeah, what I want to get from Goo is what he thinks where the direction is going to be going and what impact the market's going to have because I don't know what pairs correlate with what in the market and what shows reactions ahead of time. So, like one thing I want to get his opinion on is this one, is the euro. Because the reason I want to get his opinion on euro is because there's a bunch of ETFs that are euro related that I want to trade. So if euro breaks through and goes up past this level, then I would assume those ETFs will do really good. But I would want to confirm that just with somebody who actually does this market better more than me. But yeah, euro looking for a flip over here, if not continuation for lower. Be a shame if euro got to 106. JPY doing my stupid triangle shit. We'll see if it ends up breaking through here. AUD. Ooh. Ooh. Let me zoom this in. Oh, this AUD USD doesn't look too bad. Ooh. Sorry, just doing my stuff. Seeing if this is worth trading right now. I'm like absolutely bored. I have nothing to do. Today's my last day off until tomorrow. And I have tons of vacation time, which I'm gonna go ahead and use and abuse. AUD JPY. What did he say? What level? Oh, look at this. I'm like, whoa. It's like, oh, it's because this is the 1 minute chart. See, look at this fun. Ah, dude. I bet Goo could have called the bottom on this one. I still remember he was like, we were trading the one day, and I was watching the 1 minute and 5 minute chart, but he's over here. He was watching the seconds chart and like the 10 seconds chart, and I was like, all right, this does look like the bottom. I'm like, so I'm gonna go ahead and enter, and he was like, nah, I'm gonna wait. He was saying something. I don't really remember exactly what it was, but he was like, nah, I'm gonna wait, and we had the red candle happen, which I was already in ahead of time, but man, he called that thing down to the tick. Whatever happened, he knew exactly what he was waiting for, and that thing popped. Of course, he exited a lot sooner than I did. I have, I'm more stubborn when it comes to that one. He gets in and out. What are the tickers? ARKG. Let me check that. And then if you guys have cryptos, if you guys want to write them on Bagsy's status, you guys can blow that shit away. I'm sure we'll check out VPR levels. We'll check out some weekly levels. US USD NZD. I'll check it. I don't trade it, but I will check it. Well, it's a yikes right off the first peak. Let me just draw some levels real quick on this. And you know what? I'll just keep it on my list. Maybe next time somebody else asks. Oh, I put it on the wrong one. Whatever. Oops. Oops. Sorry. Just um just doing my thing real quick so I can get the lines get ready and see what I would do if I was gonna trade it. Hmm. In Fed we trust. Can you check the Telstra one? One you meme lined up. Uh, yeah. I don't know which one you're talking about, J-Bags, but I can after this. So right off the bat, the trend that I was looking at the daily doesn't look the best. We're having a hard time breaking over the 20 SMA for the daily. So not even talking Kijun or any of the EG stuffs. If we can't break over this zone over here, I would say short a little bit longer down to here. I mean, this is okay of a bottom on this area, but you would want to see some sort of reaction. I mean, maybe you won't get a reaction right away on this 150.08 level, but I would say you'd probably get a reaction over here on this level, and that's what I'd be looking for. But the main thing with this is trend's bearish, and it doesn't look like it's going to be flipping anytime soon. At least not to me. So unless I can get like a clear flip on this one, I would rather look to short it. And I also don't know if it's. I would have to check like when the market opens for this one and blah blah blah. But as of right now, I'd want to look for reactions at each of those levels I drew, and then I'll play accordingly. Because then what I could just do is zoom in a little bit more and see how they actually are. JBag says Telstra. I don't know what you're saying, but I will check it. Telstra. Wait. Okay, Telstra. This is an OTC stock type scam. Is this the right one, JBags? All right. All right. Let's see. So can we get a blow off is the question over here. The ASL. Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, same thing pretty much. Can we get a blow off over here? And if not a blow off, um, no, actually, that doesn't look what I want. I see that on the weekly. Let me zoom in. And it seems to be respecting those weekly levels fine. It's going for a gap fill up over here. Major telecom communications. ACX rep. Not bad movement. I will look into this one a little bit more since I have a fundamentals guy. If not, PA wise, we'll see if it holds. My biggest concern would be if it loses 360. That'd be a concern. Actually, 365 to, yeah, 360 to 370 would be a big concern for me. So anytime inside any kind of price action inside the clouds would be bad. Um, EMA on RSI and everything like that is looking good. Stock might turn around. What else do we got? Oh, you're short Apple right now, you poor thing. I mean, as much as it seems like a great idea, it also seemed like a great idea a lot of these other times, and it didn't work out. So I hope it works out for you, man. But I had some trouble shorting this one, so I was like, you know what, we're not gonna short it until it actually breaks the trend. So if I want to short it, I'm gonna wait until I actually see the Kijun break over here, because this whole time, this whole trend's been holding up. I mean, yeah, it's gonna correct eventually, and I'm gonna be looking for some gaps and seeing where they are. But 276 would be the first gap that I would look at. Everything else has been short-term filled. This is the only one that hasn't been touched yet. And just to back up some things, let me just see if we got big boys shorting over here at all. No, they're 75% bullish order flow for today. Oh, you're the fundamentals guy for Telstra. Oh man. Oh, so you're saying JBag. So what you're telling me is that Telstra is going to the moon. I'm already bullish telecoms for 2020. You're just making me want to buy another bag. Let me look at your strikes that you wanted. Is anybody? Yeah, we don't even have numbers going down to that area. You have a couple short-term bets, but man, These could be exits. This possibly is an exit. 13 $13 price, sold at the very top of things, least off open. Yeah, this is off open. Hmm. Yeah, I mean for today the order flow for this is bullish. Let me go through some more things. Let's see if any of my tickers are on here. Marvel? No. How about QCOM? Yes, yes, an unusual flow. And for the end of this month, low OI. Let's check the Greeks on this. Theta's not the best. Delta's alright. Could be better. Where's the IV val? Alright, I think this is wrong. But yeah, 128k bet on QCOM for 92 strike. Let's check this. And I don't solely rely on order flow, guys. Like, there's much more that goes into me being like, hey, um, this looks cool. Let me follow. Nah, this is on consolidation, and I'm gonna look for a confluence bet. I'm not gonna just be like, yeah, man, look, there's this guy with 120k playing. Let's go. No, it doesn't work like that. That's how you lose money. I learned the hard way. Okay, I've been doing this for months now, so I know now not to just be like, I'm gonna pick something and blindly go in. Now, when I see this is really interesting. There's more people than just that guy that are playing that one. Whenever that one pops up, I'm like concerned about the state of the market. I'm like, what's gonna happen here? So this guy really bugs me out. Dime knows a little bit more about it. He always mentions it to me. AR. So the things that are interesting me right now, I'm gonna look at them. So I'm interested in things for long term because I really want to build a long term bag too. Here's one. Ooh, here's one. Dime would like this one. Okay, so I did something a little bit of fundamentals on this one. I think it's like 250 grand per space trip for SPCE. Dime would be a fan. Yeah, Space Virgin Galactic space traveling. It did a little bit of a pump and dump. What a scam. So I don't know what they did. They were like, ready? Let me show you how to moon mission from price action. Let me draw some horizontals in here. One, two, three. I normally do it off the beginning, and then we'll draw the base, and then we'll draw the worst case scenario line, and then down there is free falling. Upward zone, you have this, 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 and this. And now let's zoom in. Do you guys see what I'm doing there? I'm noticing like the high time frame levels, and then I'm zooming in so I make life easier for me when I'm going in, because then I'm like, oh look, these levels were important on the high time frames. Are they gonna react when I get here? Is there any sort of confluence in this area? Like, isn't it kind of funny that these levels, when I'm zooming in, are tapping and they're forming bodies perfectly over there? Is that just a coincidence? No, it's not. So never tell me that high time frames matter more than low time frames because low time frames are compromised of those high time frames. The reason I know this is because crypto's been a price discovery thing for so many years. And all I've been doing is reading price discovery. Price discovery is based off low time frame. So all of most altcoins, I know their price discovery and their psychological levels. Crypto, I mean stonks I don't. That's a little bit more harder to find, but the ones I have been paying attention to for stonks, we can give you an example. Like Uber. I mean, this goes shout out to other people calling the bottom, but I mean, this was the listing over here. This was the break. This is typical altcoin action. Listing pump, listing dump, break the listing wick low, consolidate below, and then pop up. Like, this looks like an altcoin pattern, honestly. Like, I would put the target up here for 36 easily, and then a flip would put us up over here. Chewy's another one. Chewy's getting a little sketchy over here. Yeah, Chewy. Oof. Yeah, this is going to be breaking. So this was the top when this ended up gapping up, and now we're going to go slowly down. So we're going to go ahead and push out this level over here, and we're going to go ahead and push out this level over. Oh, that's an alert. Oh, those are both alerts. Hidden divergences on QCOM. What's your hidden divergence? Bullish, bearish? The rising wedge on the QCOM weekly. Let me check. So any kind of bearish patterns, let's assume that stock market goes crazy. We get a little dip and it gets right back bought up. I'm gonna assume we're gonna go ahead and reset anything else, any sort of pattern, and just start mooning things out. But I will check the weekly for a rising wedge. I do not see it, but I do see what you're talking about a little bit. And I'm gonna do something else. So the reason I wouldn't really call this a rising wedge is because here's why. Actually, I have a better example. So this would be more so a rising wedge on this case, or like whatever bear flag, however you want to call it. This would be more so because like the price action is going up and top, and it's actually tapping on those zones. But when I go to the QCOM weekly on this one, I don't really see it. If I'm gonna try to draw, I can force draw something too. And this is force drawn triangle right here. So this is a force drawn triangle. And this necessarily doesn't look bearish if we can flip over. So that's the whole point of like this breakout trading that I do. I wait until the very end. I see what's in confluence with my indicators, and then I play the break. I can either play the actual breakout or bet ahead of time. So there's a little bit of worry where it can't break over here. We'll worry and we'll see if we can break through. But that's on the daily. Let me go weekly. And if you were going to make me draw a chart on the pattern on the weekly, which I would not like to do, I would rather work on horizontals on this. It would be something like this. It would be more so a consolidation flag for a longer time period. Yeah, that's how I would do this one. Because this makes more sense to me where like the price action actually goes, let me see. Yeah, where it's going up here, going up here, going down, and then we're probably going to decide on this last wave and my target of $100 where we're going to go. So that's my guess with that one. And then if you wanted to, so I already have a middle line drawn, so you don't necessarily have to think it's going to go all the way down there. Close enough to that is fine. I never, ever, ever, ever use log. Use log. Oh, and if you're talking divergence in general, I suck at divergences. I don't use them. So maybe this one I'll ask Bagsy for divergence things. Let me switch this to regular candles. I mean, I do see your thing. Like it really just boils down to this one resistance point for me. If we can break over this 88.75, I think we'll go. If not, we're gonna fall down. I mean, I do see the bearishness on the weekly end of things, but I'm also relying on this trade on the sense of, hey, is the stock market gonna keep going, or what are we gonna do with that world? Booz Allen Hamilton. I meant to look into calls for this one. All right, let me do this before it gets time to get on with Bagsy. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this off for just about 30 minutes, and then I will see you guys with Bagsy in just a little bit. All right. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys in just a little bit.